Finally, I figured it out. See, it's 10 a.m. here now. I started using the OBS from what, like 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. Man, it took me 2 hours to figure out how to use this stupid program. I've pulled it up before. Like I've been on Twitch. I've done that. But I mean, dude, me playing games on Twitch is just like this sporadic thing which I just fall asleep over and over again, and I don't want to do that because I've seen a couple of people fall asleep on live stream, and it just looks horrible for real. Shout out to my ex mother-in-law who gave me this cool cup. It's the only one that works on the coffee heater that I have. Yeah, she's nice. Too bad her daughter's not very nice. Anyway, chat is currently unavailable. Well, we'll try to roll through this. See if I can pull the chat up. I just closed the dockable window. Okay. Docs, chat. You gonna wake up for me? Yep. You see, hey everyone, if anyone is out there. All right, y'all. This is the first of a series. I just basically what's up, G Boone? Yeah, it was technical issues. I just came back and forth. It's my first time, so I couldn't. Yeah, the technical issue. It was the ID10T problem. OBS Studio is a little confusing. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what else to say other than that. Like every time I sit down and try and figure it out, it's a little garbo. It's been a long time. I'm old, so the last time I did this, I was like in a different house. So, and that was forever ago. It might have been like 8 years ago or something. So I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so this is the first one. Oh, thanks. It's never too early in the morning for a good "that's what she said" joke. Um, so we're I plan on doing more of these, but as you guys might know, I'm a little bit more long form now. People seem to like this Dante's Inferno one, but it's on the other page. So, I made it when I had the regular the Let's Plays thing, and then people keep telling me how funny it is, and I figure I'd watch it again. It's a short one, so I figure we make this live, the first one, pretty short, and then start going with the longer form stuff once I get a little bit more comfortable and acclimated to these things. I've made a bunch of these videos, like a ton, and I don't think they're getting enough love from me anyway. So I think I should do that. Also, I might as well say this, but hey, Rusty, my dog, he's he had his birthday yesterday, so he's like 13, which makes him fucking 91. Rusty, you alive? I guess he's not alive. Whenever he comes back around, maybe he went outside. Yeah, it's his birthday, man. He's an old ass man dog, so he's doing pretty well. And yeah, that's my buddy. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. See how this game works. Let me know if anything's
it's
weird.
Time for another episode of The Final Boss Might Take a While, where I summarize the whole story right up until the ending while I'm fighting the final boss.
Oh yeah, by the way, Dante is a straight up narcissist. This is one of those games, like a lot of times you'll play as a person who's a narcissist because they're kind of stuck on a mission and stuff like that. Like, of course, given the situation, they have to be a narcissist, right? They have to prioritize the mission above all else, and otherwise they might be normal people. But Dante, he's just looking for reasons to justify all of his bullshit. So that's what makes this game really interesting. The story, anyway. The game is pretty good. The garbage guys are coming through. Rusty's about to activate. But yeah. So that's what makes this game really interesting is how the whole story is bent about around you know Dante doing dumb stuff and then trying to blame it on the Lord. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's get rolling.
There was a pretty decent amount of story in this game, so let's get right to it. So Dante is fighting in the Third Crusade. He has the job of being a prison guard, and at the beginning of the game he picks up an axe and starts to slay the prisoners who have gotten free of their cells. Somewhere in there he gets stabbed in the back by a random dude, and right as he's dying, Death comes up and tells him he's going to hell because he's a jackass and he killed a whole bunch of people. But Dante's like, there's a clerical error because the Catholic priest told us that we're absolved of all our sins, so we can commit as many sins as we want. So I'm a good guy on paper. Check my resume. Then Death was like, what the fuck are you talking about? We don't make clerical errors in hell. And they fight. Somehow Dante beats Death. Like, literally, he takes Death's scythe and shoves it down Death's throat while he's whining like a little bitch. So not only has Dante defeated Death, but he is now the proud owner of a magical weapon. So then Dante goes back home to his wife Beatrice to find her and his father assassinated. When he checks on Beatrice, her soul comes out, happy to see him back. But that is short-lived because the devil comes and takes Beatrice away. So now Dante has to take Death's scythe and the Holy Virgin Promissory Cross that Beatrice gave him and go to hell to save his wife. Now, hell is a horrible place that has 9 circular levels, and Dante has to go through them to rescue his beloved Beatrice. With his trusty poet ethereal guide Virgil, Dante goes to the first level of hell, Limbo, and runs into King Minos, who judges what level of hell people will reside by smelling their sins.
Two things. I just watched Dante's Devil May Cry thing on Netflix. It was dope, by the way. It's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. I rarely look at the Netflix stuff. My ex, she has my Netflix account, and so does my mom, and the kids like to watch Netflix. So I really literally just keep it more for that because I could figure out how to watch anything on Netflix, by circumventing Netflix altogether. You know what I mean? I'm smart enough for all that, but dude, so the guy in Devil May Cry, the main character is Dante, of course. At some point, I'll play these games because I got like 5 of them, like all 5, whatever. Plus the Ninja Theory one that nobody likes, but the gameplay was dope or whatever. Maybe I'll check that one out too because nobody's ever plot summaried that one, and that one's a reboot. Dude, his brother's name is Virgil, so obviously these two guys were played off of the this comedy. This comedy of Dante's Inferno. So the poet is Virgil. That's kind of interesting to me. Also, it's fucking disgusting how they have Dante sew his little tapestry on his shirt or on his chest in a cross. Like, dude, how battle hardened are you? Like, it'd take a lot of liquor for me to be able to sew some paper on my tummy or on my chest and just like go about with an open chest without any salve or wrapping or any. Dude, I'd be tremendously angry all the time, you know? Poor Dante. It's weird because it's like he's absolved of his sins, but then he uses his chest to sew all the sins right on him, so that he's constantly reminded of what he did for the Lord. It's crazy. Also, I'm sure that the person who judges people on smells might have smelt some BBLs up in there. Sorry. Sorry, there's this thing about BBLs where the fat is like getting decomposing. Like they'll take the fat out of somebody's tummy and put it in their butt, and then they got this Brazilian butt lift, which kind of kills me because I guess Brazilian butts are really that out of control. I know a couple of Brazilian people. They're just like shoulder shrug, like I guess they took it to the next level. But they put the fat inside the butt, and then it just doesn't like stay there well, and then it starts to decompose and it starts smelling like death coming out of somebody's booty. And if you can imagine, it's like poop is coming out of the butt, and a person smells poop, and they're like, oh, something smells like shit. But you imagine something coming out of somebody's butt that smells worse than shit, but they're like, oh, I look fine as hell, just give me like, if it's a choice between a big old booty that smells like death and a flat butt that, I don't know. I've seen some really flat butts. I'm gonna choose neither. Okay, I'm just gonna need a little cushion, a little cushion. That's all I'm saying. Not for kids. Anyway, let's go ahead with the thing. Sorry.
King Minos sniffs Dante and says, "Damn, you're an asshole." And Dante says, "You see, there's a clerical error, and I was absolved of all my sins by a priest, so I'm a good guy now. So if you would kindly show me to where my wife is, I would like to just rescue her from the devil and be on my way." When the judge of the dead is not convinced there's a clerical error in his nose, Dante has to fight him and kills him as well, so that he can pass into the next level of hell without being judged. Sort of. In the next level, Lust, Lucifer, with Beatrice, confronts Dante about the promise of celibacy he's made to Beatrice and how he broke that promise for some prisoner Poontang. Not only that, but it was Poontang payment for the freedom of this woman's brother. So Dante, with all his business out in the street, looks at Beatrice and says, "I can explain. You see, there was a clerical error." Anyway, he goes to the Circle of Lust and defeats Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Cleopatra had aborted babies coming out of her nipples. Ugh. For me, that was the grossest thing in the game. In the third level, Gluttony, it is revealed
that was
that
a big no for me,
Dante
dog.
freed is actually the woman's husband. And upon being freed, the husband made a beeline straight to Dante's house to kill his father and his wife. In the fourth level, Greed, Dante is informed about what a douchebag his father is, and how he was about to rape Beatrice before they were interrupted by the husband who killed both of them. That's just messed up, man. Anyway, Dante...
Yo, I feel like there are some red flags going on with Dante's dad. Like, he seems to be a complete and utter douchebag. I actually, I'm a little sad because there's no you turn down the volume. I see I was peaking there. I'm a little sad because there's no jeez, I'm peaking a lot. I'm a little sad. G Boone, do you hear any problems here, or am I doing okay? I don't know if you can still hear. Oh, it looks like you left. Whatever. That was nice to have one guy there for a little bit. Anyway, um, yo, I thought that there should be some like red flags going on. I mean, Dante's dad was quite possibly a douche. Like he didn't seem like a nice guy at all. And I mean, Dante might have followed in his footsteps, but there's no way in hell that I'd want my woman anywhere close to this guy. You know what I'm saying? I would have I mean, all the homies went with him to the Crusades or whatever, so it is what it is, but I don't know. I guess you can't email or text people during it. I for real, I'd just be like, "Yo, dog, I'm about to leave. Can you like watch my wife? If you screw her, I'm gonna kill you. But better you than my dad." My dad's a jerk, you know. I'm thank goodness my dad's not like that. He's a little weird. He's a little weird. I'll give him that much, you know. Not like I'm completely sane, but this dude is a class act in douchebaggery, you know. Like he's not just head of the class, he's the principal of the school. Anyway,
deformed version of his father and absolve him into heaven, in which, I mean, why? Anyway, at the end of the 5th level, Anger, Beatrice, being taken by surprise of Dante's blatant lying, eats the forbidden fruit, which apparently is a pomegranate, and gives herself to the devil, which is taking it a little too hard, I think. In the 7th circle, Violence, I'm skipping.
what's weird about the pomegranate is, well, we talked about this in God of War. Pomegranate, if what was it? I think her name was Penelope or something. One of Zeus's daughters apparently got trapped by Zeus's brother Hades, and he tricked her into eating the forbidden fruit there, and then the forbidden fruit like trapped her down in Hades, and then they had to make a deal with I think it's Hera, Zeus's wife, who was destroying like all the seasons because she couldn't find her daughter. So eating the forbidden fruit basically chains you to the person, but that's Greek mythology, and I don't know how it kind of like, I don't know, understand how it matches here with you know, the devil or whatever. I don't get that. You know, I really miss watching the scenes. Like I'm talking over the thing, and I miss listening to the people talk and yeah, I think I want to remake this and then stick some more of the scenes in there and stretch this out, because it's like I'm my attention span is a little too long, and it's making me want to talk more. All right.
Real story. Dante goes into the Wood of Suicides and runs into his mom, whom Dante was told died of a sickness, but she in fact killed herself because she was too afraid to face Dante's dad. So Dante absolved her, which makes a little bit more sense, and moves on to the Abominable Sands. That's where he runs into Beatrice's brother, a comrade in arms named Francesco, who sacrificed his life when Dante committed the atrocity of killing a whole bunch of people for not being the same religion as he was. Apparently, the king thought that wasn't very cool for diplomacy and had to sacrifice somebody. Francesco took the blame to save his sister's husband. After all of that, Dante goes to the 8th circle, Fraud, where a newly crowned Beatrice put him through 10 trials for being a douchebag and cheating on her, which is just about what you'd expect. After the 10 trials, Dante finally admits that he's a douchebag and apologizes and repents for his sins. Because that's really all you need to do according to Christianity. Dante thought his hookup with the Catholic priest was some sort of spiritual get-out-of-jail-free card that freed him from being a douchebag without repenting. But you can't blame him with the sort of family and support that he had, am I right? After he says that, Beatrice is freed and the angel from heaven comes down to bring her upward. Now all that's left is for Dante to face the 9th level of hell and the boss of the game, Lucifer. And that's where we are now. Yep. Lucifer and his big old cock. Enjoy the ending, everybody. Shit just got real. Superhero landing. Damn.
I've waited eternity for this emancipation.
All right.
You are the best, Dante. Many have tried and many have failed me. Brave Ulysses, the great Alexander, Attila, Lancelot. Only
Lancelot
you possessed a soul black enough to free me.
Oh, there's the penis.
I gave my soul to free Beatrice, not you.
Did you really think this was all about the girl? She was the bait!
Her soul is free now. Only you and I remain.
Come for me, holy warrior! Come! Fulfill your destiny!
Thank you.
You dare assault me!
Finally.
You who have done far worse than I. I stood for my fellow angels, for reason and justice. And then he made you in his image. You, the flawed creation. And I was to bow down to you. My gratitude for breaking the chains of Judecca.
I'm a little confused here. This is the thing that I've been harping about for a minute. Are angels really like that fucking jealous of humans? I mean, our lives aren't fucking tea and cake. You know what I'm saying? We go through all these struggles and shit like that. We just exist. We get cancer. You know, we're very mortal, and you know, shit happens. Cars hit us in the legs, and we only got one leg. We're hopping around and shit. Like these fucking angels keep showing up with all their limbs intact, going, "These fucking humans, we're supposed to bow down to these losers." Like they always get so upset, and you're just like, fam, like. We barely live to 100. You guys are like eons old and you're still mad. Like, you're still mad, bro. Like, I never understand this whole thing. And they never get called on it. You know what I'm saying? They show up, they screw us, they make, whatever they're called, not humunguli or whatever. They make little half-breeds that are walking around doing stuff. They're just so fucking angry. And you just, like, bro, my job sucks too. Like, I mean, I love my job, but there's a lot of people around here. Like, I'm very lucky, and I'm only very lucky for for this moment in time. But there are tons of people who are just like, I fucking like hate my job. I'm so sick and tired of working my ass off. For what? You know what I'm saying? And then these angels, they show up and they're like, fucking humans, fucking humans. They just get all mad, and you're just like, bro, like, he's saying this to Dante. Like, Dante is an evil douchebag. He's had a horrible childhood. He just found out that his wife got killed, and the only peace that he has at this moment is that he was able to apologize. Like, his life has been that bad that he's become that much of a narcissist that no, he has to go through like 7 levels of hell before he's got enough like awareness to apologize to his wife, who is in hell because of him. You know what I'm saying? And then the devil comes down and he's just like, yeah, you guys got it so good over there. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Dante just had to make a deal so that he could get laid by some refugee that they captured during these crusades, because he was that horny and like crazy. He's that off. He was that off that he's just like, yeah, I think I'd like to get laid before something happens and I die. And then it set emotion, like a bunch of stuff in motion, so that his virgin wife, who was about to get raped, got saved from being raped, only to be killed by her savior. And then the devil's looking at Dante like, you fucking lucky son of a bitch. What the fuck? Like, okay. It's just, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'm just sitting here looking, dude, the devil jumps out. He's got like a 10, 15-inch schlong, which I'm sure the ladies will appreciate until they get some of it. And then they're like, not so much. But also, if I saw like a Game Ranks video or something and they pointed out the devil's schlong being huge, and that sparked me to play this game just for the payoff at the end of seeing the devil's huge schlong, which was pixelated in the video, does that like make me gay? Rusty said yeah. He's like, yeah. Rusty's like, finally. Rusty's gay. Join the club, motherfucker. This is lame. You lame. Playing these games. You know you wanted to see the devil's schlong. Gay. Anyway.
Behold your ruin, and witness my escape into the kingdom of purgatory and paradise!
Finally. Woo.
Wait! There's just one last minor detail with which I ought to make you familiar. You're dead, Dante.
Yeah, he obviously had a full chainmail outfit on. That knife wouldn't have penetrated the chainmail. It would have been better if the dude just came up and clocked him in the head with a bat. I hate when they do that. It's like he's got a full bodysuit of armor on. You think you could just stab him in the back with a knife? Are you kidding me? Plus, like, how would Dante not be aware of him dying after he got stabbed in the back? That's like the devil just shows up all of a sudden and goes, "Ha ha! You were alive. Hey, you know." Dante did think he literally thought he defeated death. So I guess that's a thing, but still. You had a fucking chainmail on. You can't stab through the chainmail like that. You need to use blunt force trauma. You know what I mean? just in case you guys decide to attack somebody with a chainmail. You run into somebody who wants to kill you, and they just showed up with chainmail. You're like, your knives are useless. All right, don't be pulling out your Swiss Army knife, unfolding it and shit. Like, it's not gonna happen, dude. You're gonna have to fucking pick up a bat, throw a chair at the guy, some shit like that, beat his brains in until they cave, and a couple of good hits. Chainmails don't save you from blunt force, Not much does, actually. You hit a dude hard enough, it doesn't matter what he's got on. I mean, fucking people are surrounded by the safety of cars, and then they still have to put shit in there to keep your body and brains from being thrown all around in your body. So yeah, even with a car, you're not safe. So for real. Anyway, pleasant.
You can't go anywhere. Not a single soul may leave this place.
That's
It
nice
is
to know.
forbidden by him. I am so sick of you.
You probably got BBL breath.
I will reclaim my rightful place in paradise. My path will be paved with the sins of man, and yours, Dante, shall be the bedrock of my return. And all that is good shall be gone from the universe forever!
Not yet. I have collected many souls on this pilgrimage. Souls that I have freed from this Inferno. And together, they now possess the power to free me. Father, mother, brothers, absolve me!
This power, Dante, we can use it together. You and I, friend. Just think what we could achieve.
I would rather not.
Dante, I can reunite you with Beatrice. Together, we will rule the three kingdoms of the afterlife.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it sucks for the devil.
Dante.
She's still got that stuff on her chest.
I did not die, and I did not live.
And it was never continued. Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of The Final Boss Might Take a While, where I summarize the whole...
All right. Yeah, I would have liked to watch this with more like I would have liked to watch this with the actual stuff played out. The voice actor sounded pretty good. I would have liked to dwell on these little half stories for every level. I think I'm gonna redo this, you know. Well, I'm gonna keep the fucking. I love the. I love my writings. Probably one of the best videos I've written, but I definitely would like to interject more stuff in there for real. Not all the stuff I said here though. That's it has nothing to do with anything, but. Yeah, thanks for joining me. Dante's Inferno is a little bit weird. I kind of like how Dante's everyman look like really looks like one of these actors. Like they really found somebody who looked so like matter of fact, and they put a whole bunch of stuff on him to make him look a little bit more interesting. Yeah, at least he got laid, I guess. I don't know. I think it's very interesting that they made his helmet have little spikes in it, like they were, you know, thorns from Jesus or whatever. That was pretty cool. That was a nice touch. Him being absolved, like him after he tortures all of these souls and comes to conclusions with them. I just wish that he'd come out and be like, absolve me, and then all the souls would be like, nah, like, you're a douche. Like, we'll get the devil back to his confined spots, but after that, you're on your own. You could stay here. There's no way in hell he should have been going back to purgatory, but you know, he had a little redemption there for that 15 seconds. Where he figured some stuff out. Obviously, the game stretched it out a lot longer, but yeah. Anyway, that's number 1 out the books. I saw that somebody came in and left. Hopefully, you guys kind of like the this format. Leave some comments. Let me know whether you want me to do these again. I probably will, though. I really want to watch my videos a little bit more, and I want to check out, you know, the older ones specifically because I want to know, you know, how much better I've gotten over time and stuff. It's nice to know that my voice hasn't changed too much, so you wouldn't be able to tell either way if I did it yesterday or like a decade ago, which is this video is pretty damn old. Anyway. With that, I'll sign off, you know. Peace. Where's the button?